And how's it going, everybody? And welcome to Let's Play Hexen 64. Now, as per your votes, we're going to be going through the game with the fighter, on the hardest difficulty setting, no less. So, without any further hesitation, let's jump right into it, shall we? The Winnowing Hall. Among the first places set upon by Korax's minions. The chapel's bell sounds as a death knell for the doom about to befall the rest of Hexen. Alright, enemies! First off, Etten! Everybody will come to adore these lovable little creatures as they walk around aimlessly trying to whack us with their club. Not very bright, not very fast, and even in groups they're not that big of a threat. They're actually warped legionnaires that were warped into this form by Korax's magic. Number 2, the Afrit. These little firebirds here will be the bane of the fighter's existence, because while they're weaker than Etten, they also have a ranged attack, and they can fly, which pretty much means that it's hard to get close enough to them to beat them into the ground. So yeah, watch out for the fucking birds. Alright, now with that out of the way, we can finally get started here, and I can kinda explain just what the hell's going on here, while we slaughter countless Etten in a duel of fisticuffs. The spiked gauntlets are the fighter's starting weapon. Now while they are the strongest starting weapon in the game, you also have to get extremely close in order to use them, which presents a problem, not so much in the first level, but even towards the end of the first hub, you're going to have to get a little tactical with their use in order to use them properly, or else enemies with ranged attacks will simply beat you into the ground as you try to run up to them, which is bad. Now, if you can chain 3 punches in a row, your third punch will deal double damage, which is always nice. So all in all, they're pretty good for a starting weapon, unless you have to deal with ranged enemies. Then they suck. So, you already know the basics. We're playing through with the fighter on the hardest difficulty setting, and as you may or may not know, there's actually been a couple Hexen LPs done before, and some are current works in progress, I guess you could say. So, you may be asking, well, what are you going to be doing to make this different from all of those? Well, hopefully a number of things. What I got planned is all those nice little edits that you saw at the start of the video here. Throw some of those in there, cut out all the nonsense backtracking, and that right there should put me ahead of the game. Now, in addition to that, I'm going to be throwing up like enemy stats and weapon stats and all that good stuff. I actually have an old strategy guide that I bought for this game when it first came out, at least 10 years ago. And I managed to dig that out of the closet, so I'll be using that, and it's got some nice little tidbits in there, so expect some good things from that. And also, I'm going to be stepping down from the post-commentary that has served me so well in my informativeness of the past. And that's right, this is all going to be done live, so unless I manage to fuck up incredibly, then what you see and hear is what you get. Now, concerning the level intros, you know, whenever you enter a portal, a little screen will pop up that says, approaching so-and-so level, and it'll give a brief description of it. What I'm going to do there is, like you saw at the start of this video, throw up like a 20 or 30 second clip showcasing the level off and read the actual description. Now, the first level and the last level are reserved for me. Nope, watch out not to get squished by the doors here. It's very hazardous to your health. But where was I now? Oh yes, the level intros. Anyway, the first and the last are for me. But for all the levels and the hubs in between, what I'm going to try to do is get some other people in here to read those things during the clips that I throw up. And then hopefully, it'll all come together well, and I'll have a excellent level intro in pure Turok 2 fashion. So hopefully that'll work out good. Yes, every last Etten must die. Anyway, with that out of the way, I can finally get on to a little bit about the game here. Now, Hexen was released in 1995 by a little company called ID Software, which, as some of you may know, is the same company that published Doom and Quake, which might explain why this game looks and plays an awful lot like them. I mean, who'da thunk it? Now, of course, it was originally released on the PC, and it wasn't until 1997, I do believe, that it was ported to a number of other consoles, the 64 being included. I think it also had another port to the PlayStation, and I think even the Sega Saturn got a port of this, but I'm not sure on that one. Now, in terms of sticking with the original PC version, the 64 version is probably the best one you're going to find. I mean, it improves on the music, in my opinion, greatly, which is always a plus. The music in this game is fantastic. And the graphics are alright. The lighting, the 64 version doesn't have the dynamic lighting that the PC version had, but that's not really a major loss. I mean, it's nice. It would be nice to have it, but it's not. You're not missing anything too major that you're going to cry about. Now, the original title of this is actually Hexen Beyond Heretic, which should clue you in that this is a sequel to the PC game Heretic. Now, of course, other than the fact that your main objective is to kill a Serpent Rider, and a few other minor details, this has absolutely nothing to do with the storyline of Heretic. So it's an entirely different world, entirely different characters, entirely different Serpent Rider even. So, yeah, nothing to do with Heretic, even though it's the sequel. Go figure. Now, that bill back there is an interesting part of this level, because with the fighter and the cleric you have to go through, get the silver key, climb the tower in order to hit the bell with your melee weapon, whereas the mage, as soon as he opens the emerald door, can just shoot the damn thing, and thus he doesn't have to get the silver key or none of that bullshit, which saves a little bit of time and a little bit of hassle. So, once you ring the bell, you're pretty much done with this stage. Oh, one more thing. I found something over here, and I have no idea what the hell it's for. If I can look up there. There we go, that little alcove up there. I don't know what's up there, but it's gotta be something, but I have no idea how to get up there, so I don't know. Maybe I'll come back to that later if I can figure out just what the fuck it is. And with that out of the way, we move on to the first hub. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you next time for more fun and excitement on Let's Play Hexen 64.